Hey guys, Dr. Sandal here. Today we are combing the depths of TikTok for migraine and headache remedies. I hope I see some ridiculous nonsense, and I hope that I learned something also. We're gonna dig in.
Curing my headache. Look at those bubbles. Wow. It worked.
No way. No way, guys. Someone who's better at physics than me, explain what's going on there. But the idea that that's somehow related to her physiology and giving us, like, I suppose the claim there must be that if you have a headache, your scalp releases bubbles or something. That's totally cockamamie. I can't believe that for a second. I'm not always right about everything, guys, but that doesn't make any sense to me at all.
No, like your
is this the same thing?
not your body. Yeah, there.
Are they just going to get her all wet?
Go back up.
Okay.
There. Oh my god!
Oh, it's working.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, I don't think that has anything to do with headaches. I think if you just do that on your head, you're probably going to get some bubbles just from the air getting released in very minute quantities through the towel.
Sticking your head in there?
I mean, it's a cool parlor trick, though. It's like a nice party trick.
That made me laugh. I'm trying to be steady. Dang, you got a lot of tension.
Migraine cocktails in the emergency department. Hey guys, my name's Haley. I've been a travel ER nurse and I've been in practice for a little over 7 years. And today I just wanted to talk about some generalized medications that we give in the ER for migraine treatment. All right, this here's a list of medications that we routinely give in the ER for a...
Okay. These all kind of work for different types of migraines. I think this is the most important thing to know about migraines and headaches in general is there are a lot of different types. And you as an individual might very much so have a totally different type of migraine or headache than someone next to you. Toradol is basically a massive ibuprofen, if you will. It's a little bit of oversimplification, but it's basically the same class, and will do just massive generalized anti-inflammation or reduction of inflammation pathways. That can be helpful for a lot of people. Toradol is really, really notoriously hard on the kidneys though, so it's something that usually people are pretty cautious about. IV fluids is a no-brainer, guys. Like, if you're having a headache of any variety, first chug a bunch of mineralized water, not just raw water. That actually can worsen your headache because you can dilute your minerals. When you think about a headache, a lot of times it's nerve dysfunction in the big old nerve of the brain. And if you don't have enough minerals, you literally can't fire those nerves in an appropriate fashion. Again, a bit of an oversimplification, but it absolutely stands. A bunch of mineralized water will definitely make a difference for a vast majority of headaches. If you have a terrible migraine, it's not going to be a solution, but it is definitely going to be part of the solution. So that's a no-brainer. IV fluids are really, really good. You can also do that, of course, orally. Benadryl as an antihistamine definitely can help if you're having an allergic cause to your migraines, right? Reglan, I really don't love that as something that someone might regularly use. It has a whole pile of potential side effects, and including some that are literally irreversible. So that's a big pause. Same thing with Haldol. Again, these can work to dramatically reduce nerve firing in the brain, but they come at a potential for a lot of side effects. So I really don't lean that direction at all. The thing she's obviously missing here is IV magnesium. And again, you can get that orally as well. That helps a ton and is super commonly used in ERs.
A migraine cocktail.
Very, very benign.
And so let's talk about some of them. Toradol. Now, we give this all the time in the ER. Usually it's IV or IM, and we give this to help with pain and inflammation. A lot of times we start an IV and we will give them IV fluids, and this just helps with dehydration. It gives them electrolytes and extra vitamins. Benadryl is another big one. This is used to help block the histamine circulation, and it also helps prevent reoccurrences for migraines. And it helps.
I would challenge that entirely. It's not going to prevent reoccurrence at all. It is something you could kind of take the next day or something, but if you've got allergies that bad, and the histamine reaction that Benadryl blocks is not only from allergies, there are other things like mast cell stabilization disorders that can be really, really chronic and terrible. But if you have to take something like Benadryl to control those, it's simply a cover-up. It's just deactivating this temporarily. You absolutely have to go after what the source of that is. And by the way, chronic allergies, there are definitely ways to improve those.
to calm the nervous system. Reglan, and this is used to treat nausea or vomiting, and this is an antiemetic. This one I don't see used everywhere, but I have definitely given it routinely for migraines depending on the facility, are antipsychotics. Now these are not labeled primarily for migraines, but they have been used off-label for several years, and this includes drugs like Halidol and droperidol, and it helps to block the dopamine receptors.
Are you suffering from migraine?
I don't love it, but I'm not against it. Generally speaking, hydrate, get a bunch of magnesium, and reduce the nervous system's automatic tone. So things like vagal nerve stimulators, if you guys have seen those can be fantastic. The best treatment for any migraine is to nip it in the bud. If it's raging, it's going to be really, really hard to turn off. It becomes a sort of like self-perpetuating cycle. It's like a bonfire. It's just going for it. But if you catch it when it's a few sparks, it's a lot easier to squish. The other massive thing is that a lot of migraines and headaches come from muscular strain and tension. And so actually just getting a massage or taking a hot soak, especially in Epsom salts, because you're going to get the magnesium from that too, is a great solution. All right, moving on.
Or headaches? Well, here is a 2-ingredient tea that I know will help you. And these items are commonly found in your homes. First, you're gonna grab bay leaf. Second, you're gonna grab basil. Now I want you to throw in these two, half a teaspoon of each, into a cup of boiled water. Let it steep for about 10 minutes. You're gonna drink this tea 1 to 2 cups a day. I hope this helped.
I'm not convinced, but I wouldn't be surprised if it works for some people. Again, migraines and headaches have a lot of different causes in a lot of different people. It's not as simple as just saying, oh, migraine, and then therefore this is the thing to treat it. Basil, especially the holy variety, Tulsi, has a lot of adaptogenic properties. It's going to modify the function of the adrenal glands, which definitely plays back to mineral balance. It goes back to what we were just talking about having mineralized water is so important for proper nerve function, including the brain. Bay leaf as a tea, I'm actually totally unfamiliar with. If you guys know anything about that, let me know.
It works. We have been using it for years now, and it works. All you have to do is you add some cayenne pepper.
Okay, yeah. Cayenne pepper is crazy stuff, guys.
If you have a really big headache, then you put more cayenne pepper. If you have a smaller headache, then you don't have to put that much of a
God, that's gonna be delicious.
You're gonna put cayenne pepper, and I don't have lemons with me right now, but if you have a lemon, you're gonna squeeze a lemon. If you're sick, you're gonna squeeze a lime, and you are going to add your honey. Not that much. You don't need that much. This is just to soften up that strong cayenne that going directly into you. This is just to soften up things going
It helps.
in. So then you're gonna add your lemon, but I don't have lemon, so I'm just gonna add water.
Good luck. Woo.
And then you are going to drink it. It is hard to drink. It is spicy. But when I tell you that your headache is going to go away immediately, whether it's migraine, whether it's any type of headache, it's going to go away. I also give it to my kids when they have a fever, and it also takes away their fever. And if you have the flu, if you have strep throat, if you have an ear infection, put a garlic, an onion, and a piece of ginger in the microwave for 10 to 15 seconds, and then you're gonna add it in here. You're gonna smash it in, and then you're gonna drink it, and it's also gonna help you fight that infection.
She's not probably terribly wrong with this one. That's actually more or less legit. Cayenne, the capsaicin, is what makes that spicy, and that will dramatically increase blood flow wherever it hits. So when you're having a really intense spicy sensation, you're actually having a whole bunch of blood go to that area. And there's a significant portion of migraines that are due to an acute lack of blood flow. Basically, the big blood vessels in the back of the neck, they will spaz for one reason or another, and they're kind of stuck in spasm. And if you hit them with something like cayenne pepper nearby, like the back of the throat, they're going to get a huge rush of blood. The blood vessel is going to open up, and then you're going to have a reduction of that lack of blood flow up to the central nervous system. So that's not a terrible idea. And actually, this is a really, really old concept. applying something like cayenne with some lemon, which is really good for minerals, same for the lime, with a little bit of ginger, is something that they use in Ayurveda all the time to dramatically increase pitta or fieriness. Now, I'm a little skeptical because in Ayurveda, they would typically think about that exacerbating a migraine. So again, it's not a one-size-fits-all. If your migraine is due to a lack of blood flow, then I could really see this working. Otherwise, it might make things worse, guys. So, and as far as giving it to kids, good luck with that one.
This is my migraine routine. You're going in my freezer because this is where the journey begins. Ice hat. This is an absolute must. My
Blood flow
migraine's
changes.
Like a 10 out of 10 right now. So this is like real life what I do. I take some Celtic salt.
Minerals.
And put this under my tongue. Just a little pinch of it. It's supposed to be good. Next, icy hot roll on. This stuff is really good for me.
Muscles.
In my opinion. Put it on my neck.
She's spot on.
Where I'm hurting. Get out my heating pad. Okay, I think I got this one on Amazon. The reason I'm using the heating pad is because once I'm done with this, I like to put the heat on my neck because it helps me. I don't know.
So she's kind of doing the same thing with hot and cold that the last lady was doing with cayenne. Just really obviously dramatically modifying blood flow.
We're gonna do that. And what I do is I roll it in a little thing like this, and I put this under my neck when I lay down.
All right, migraine suck, we all know it. Let me show you a quick 3 hacks to kind of help with that. All you can do, first one, rub it on here.
Yep, muscular tension.
Circles.
Absolutely,
5, 10
that's
seconds
legit.
Forward, 5, 10 seconds backwards. Back here.
Same thing.
Slowly bring down.
So he's right on the insertions of where the giant trap muscles plug into the back of the skull. Super, super common migraine points. He's spot on.
And down. Come back up. Bring it down. Grab neck.
Yep, he's working on the traps there. I would say be careful with the rotation here. If you overstretch this, you're actually going to worsen a lot of strain. What you really want to think about is shortening muscles, not stretching them or lengthening them. That's going to increase the neurologic irritation through that muscle a ton. So just be really, really careful with that. He's not, like right here, he's lengthening one side and shortening the other side. That's okay. Just be careful not to over lengthen this because that almost certainly is going to piss things off.
Rotate. Try these hacks out. Let me know which one helps.
If you get migraines, just listen for a second. I've been getting migraines my entire life, and over the weekend I had one of the worst ones I've ever had. I always get them behind my left eye. It kind of like starts here and then it kind of goes up and around. I was taking Panadol, Nurofen, a migraine tablet, and nothing was working. I then went on to Nurofen Plus, which you can't actually get here anymore, which has codeine in it. Still didn't help. A heat back on my neck, ice back on my forehead, and I kid you not, I saw someone talk about this. They said use Tiger Balm, but I didn't have Tiger Balm. Vapor rub. I put it around my nostrils, on my eyebrows, and on my temples on both sides, and it gave me relief.
So someone who's getting migraines that are centered around the eyes are usually one of two things. It's either sinus, or alternatively, it can actually be the muscles, the extraocular muscles that are responsible for moving the eyes. And so dealing with eye strain is one way to do that, or trying to clear out the sinuses is another way to deal with that, which is probably what's going on for her here.
Some sort of relief so I could at least fall asleep. I'm not a doctor, this is just what works for me. If you ever have a migraine next, just try it. Just around your nostrils, forehead.
I think it's awesome that all these people are posting up this sort of, alternative theories and ideas on how to treat these. It's great. Like if your doctor isn't going to go through the basic physiology and the potential alternatives that are non-medicative, you got to do your own research and look at this sort of stuff. And a lot of these people are spot on. This is definitely going to make a difference. And the really cool thing about a lot of these is that they're not going to have the side effects of all the other medications. So yeah, kudos to these guys.
And temples. So.
I always love it when people do their own research and push for this stuff. MDs don't have a monopoly on understanding the human body. In fact, they have a lot of blind spots.
I get money, I'm a star.
Yeah, she's not wrong with those. Yeah, but also you're going to increase your inflammation a ton just because those are junk foods. Like, get the carbs, get the salt, get the hydration in something that isn't going to make you pay for it later. Cool presentation, though. Yeah. So, guys, the big takeaway from this, play with stuff. Like, it's your body. if something works for you, great. I love that. That's fantastic. A lot of this stuff is essentially just the physiology of migraines. I would tell you guys first and foremost, remember that everybody has different types of migraines. You might have a migraine that is 5% muscular and 30% mineral-based, yada yada. Find what works for you, and ideally do it with minimal pharmaceuticals. Most people can resolve their migraines entirely. You just got to figure out what the cause is for you. Is it muscular? Is it mineral? Look at all of these different potentials, play with ideas, see what works for you, and good luck, guys. If you suffer from chronic migraines and you're struggling to figure out what your personal mixture of migraine is and you need help with it, let us know. At Atma Clinic, we personalize healthcare to you. Our job is to figure out how to help you feel better. It doesn't really matter what works for someone else, it matters what works for you. And having someone on your team to help figure that out sometimes can be the perfect thing. We do consultations. If you're interested, give us a ring.